Hey guys, Albe here, back for an evening ride and for a classic motovlog. Why am I doing a classic motovlog? Well, I'm loving the CBR a ton. Like, this thing is bringing back all my Swedish past. And so since I promised to give it back to the previous owner, I guess I'm looking around to see if I can find a modern bike that is somewhat similar to the CBR when it comes to comfort of riding, but at the same time power and nimbleness. And well, there seems to be very slim pickings. The modern superbikes are hell. Last time I rode an S1000RR, I thought my heels were touching my shoulders. How far those rear sets, how high those rear sets go. And then you're bent forward. I'm not racing MotoGP, man. I don't need to be all angled and crouch forward like crazy. I just want a nice position, but at the same time I want to be able to go on a fun ride through the twisties. The squeedness comes back every time I ride this bike. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. Let's put it in this way. For what I can gather is, given enough time, every crustacean evolves into a crab. This is actually true. And I'm starting to think that given enough time, every squid turns into a sport tourer. I figure nowadays they don't make bike like this anymore. It's the closest thing to a super bike of 20 years ago are the modern sport tourers. But even then, there are not many out there. There are proper sport tourer. There are only 4 that I can actually think about. Everything else is mostly a street oriented adventure bike. Hence the Multistrada Pikes Peak or the Yamaha Tracer 9 GT. So the position is very up high, you're very straight up. It's not like leaning forward like a proper sport bike. So you don't get the same sensation. What are those 4 proper sport tourers? Well, you have the Ducati Supersport, which now with the 900 with the 950 engine, it's actually powerful enough to have fun. And then you have the Kawasaki Ninja 1000 SX. You have the Suzuki GSX S1000 GT or something like that. And then you have the BMW R1200 or 1250, I can't remember, RS. So those are the 4 motorcycles that when ridden resemble the CBR 954 the most. Oh, by the way, on my previous video on this very road, I had a whole bunch of people telling me to lean and get my knee out on the ground, and oh man, you're not leaning enough. But I'm on the road, I'm on the street, I'm wearing jeans. Those are riding jeans with a little bit of pads over here, but they're still jeans. I'm not gonna put the knee on the ground. It's insane. So what I need to do is, as always, every time I either want to buy a new bike or start thinking about a mod on my existing bikes, I obsess over it and spend months and months researching. So here I am researching. I'm gonna put a poll for my patrons and for the guys that have a membership on the YouTube channel with those 4 motorcycles, and see what you guys suggest. Obviously I'm gonna have to ride them all because that's just how it goes, and see if they're really as sporty as I want them to be. But yeah, out of those 4 right now, I can tell you a few things. I rode a Supersport in the past, and let me tell you, the Supersport is the Ducati that I like the best when it comes to style. There actually was some pretty cool thought put into it. The fact that there are no screws on the fairings. If you look at the Supersport and you look at all around, there are no screws visible. Freaking love that. I know. It's because I'm probably not all there. They finally gave it a modern LCD. It's got plenty of power. There is only one problem with the Ducati Supersport. First of all, it's a Ducati, and lately I'm really not enjoying the Ducati marketing. They don't want you to touch the bike at all, and I love to do my own maintenance. It makes me feel in touch, it makes me feel connected to the motorcycle doing my own maintenance. So that is very annoying. Another thing that is very annoying, when the time for the Desmo service comes, that's an average of $2,500 here in Southern California, which I think it's highway robbery, because it literally doesn't take that long. And the fact that probably out the door a 950S is probably $20,000. So those are the weak points on the Ducati. When it comes to the BMW, the R1250 RS, this year iteration is very nice. It has a very nice shape. I really like the way it looks, and I love the Boxster engine from BMW with the cylinder heads sticking out the side. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a gearhead. It's very enticing. It's mechanically pleasing to me, the fact that the way those cylinder heads work, and it's very simple to work on it. The problem with the BMW, it's always the same. It's very expensive. One of the pluses from BMW is that BMW doesn't care if you do your own maintenance. At least the dealer nearby my house has no problem giving you pointers and tips on how to do your own maintenance. Shout out to BMW Riverside, by the way. Those guys have been super cool to me throughout the years. So the BMW has some good points, you know, cruise control and all sorts of goodies on the bike. The bike is powerful. That 1250 engine, it's pretty good. It's got some good torque for sure. As I said, the price, it's always a problem with them. So we'll see. If I had to choose among the Japanese brands. I love Kawasaki and I love the Kawasaki Green. I don't believe they make the Ninja 1000 SX in proper Kawasaki Green, that lizard looking green. But I can get over it, I guess. The price is fantastic. You get a lot of bang for your money. Great power. One of the problem is that they seem to be hard to find. So, like, those bikes seem to sell like hotcakes, and they're kind of hard to find. But they're great bikes. A lot of torque, a lot of power. Very sporty riding. Integrated panniers. You know, it's just a matter of finding a dealer that will let me ride one. And then there is the Suzuki with the new entry, the GSX-S, I believe, 1000 and 1000 GT. The bike looks great. Great look. Seems to be very powerful. Lots of torque. I believe it's just slightly more expensive than the Kawasaki, but when I say slightly, I really mean slightly, matter of $50 to $100 when everything is said and done, and it gives you pretty good bang for the buck. Yeah, bang for your bucks as well. You get all the electronics, you get all the fixing, so that's another enticing motorcycle. I guess I'm gonna keep doing my research. I'm gonna see what you guys think about those 4 bikes, and let's see, is it worth to get one, considering that I have a TUONO. Don't get me wrong, the TUONO is not going anywhere. I love that bike, but I love it for a short ride to get the hooligan out of me. So one of the questions I'm gonna anticipate in the comments is, why don't I just buy an Aprilia 660 RS, which for all intent and purposes has cruise control, has lots of electronics, very powerful, the ride is nice, the price is comparable to the 4 bikes I just talked about. And the answer is, I don't know. Maybe I need to go test ride one and see how I feel on board of it. You know, I fancy 1000cc bikes all around. I like the bikes, they range from 950 to 1100 cc's. That's a power band that is it works really well for me, so who knows, we'll see. But let's see what the next few months bring. Let's see if I can afford one, because I'm talking about buying stuff, but nowadays motorcycle prices are out of this world. What's up with that, by the way? So thank you very much for sticking with me for this crazy evening ride. We're here in Southern California, it's 100 degrees during the day. Thank you very much to my patrons. I also added a membership on YouTube, so if you guys want to migrate to YouTube for convenience sake, so everything is on one platform, I get less money out of it, but you guys get more. You get badges, you get icon members, so every time you comment I know you are a member. And other than that, it's mostly the same perks I'm giving on the Patreon page. I really don't make a living out of it, so it doesn't matter. So if you want to help the channel without giving any money, just share, like and comment, as always. Oh, and subscribe. I keep forgetting. For now, dai tutti, and I'll see you next time. Woo! freaking love this bike. Damn.